So here we have our friend Dr. Salk. Is it a play off Jonas Salk? Is that what they were going for in classic BSG? Maybe. I never knew his name until this card. I do know that this is George Murdock from Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and maybe 2. Was he already dead in Part 2? I feel like he might have already been dead by Part 2. The fight does not go well, Enterprise. And then I'm just going to say he died in Part 1. No, Part 2. He was dead in Part 2. Alright, I'm pretty sure he was in Part 1 and 2 because Locutus took over and destroyed folks, and Wolf 359, that was the fight. So Admiral, I don't remember his name as the Admiral, but anyway, so he was Dr. Salk on BSG, and of course he was played a big role in our favorite episode, Fire in Space. That's my only real memory, knowing that this was George Murdock from Best of Both Worlds, also in original Galactica as Doctor. Now, he was no Doc Coddle, so let's remember this. But Fire in Space, he was there to help Lauren Green Adama because Adama was injured during Fire in Space, because you needed Adama injured because I suppose no one else would have known just to vent the oxygen out into space to put out the fire. No one else knew that. But Lauren Green. But of course he was injured, and Dr. Salk here, George Murdock, was taking care of him. Fire in Space. Still not over it. Hilarious episode. They made Fire in Space into a two-parter too, but I forgot what they mashed it up with back in the 80s to sell it as a VHS tape. I'll have to look that up. I think they mashed it up with Living Legend. With Commander Kane, with the swagger stick, right? I haven't seen that card in the bunch. I'm looking forward to if I ever draw that card, but I don't think it will have that card because you might have to pay rights, because it was who was doing it? Who's Kurt Russell's dad? Was that who I'm thinking of? That was Kane. Can't remember anything anymore. But anyway, there's Dr. Salk. Seriously, that's not a lot of creativity going on in Glenn Larson original Galactica. All right, so we have this card gives us some dialogue. Have you the right to order a doctor to carry out a council order when it conflicts with every medical ethic and moral instinct of his conscience? Council member. You have your orders, doctor, and you, sir, have a problem with finding another doctor. Okay, great, we have some dialogue, card 51, but no idea what episode this came from, so thanks for that. You know, I've totally watched these episodes again and again, but they are of a quality where I don't believe you remember them all. But I'm sure folks can figure this one out. But I don't know how many episodes. Why would Dr. Salk here get in trouble? Was it something to do with Count Ibley? I don't know. But that's the card we were dealt with today with George Murdock. Do I have another George Murdock card in the deck down here? No. So I picked up two, and I'm not going to go looking for them. But to be continued on this, because I'm sure there are many other Dr. Salk cards, but I have shuffled them all because I enjoy the spontaneity of finding a card and then extemporaneously talking about it, as annoying as that might be for others. But there he is, looking kind of annoyed there. But we have no context for the annoyance. We just have some dialogue, which we have no context for. So I'm not quite sure what we're really learning about in this card. And that's the okay, this is the issue of just creating cards without a lot of information, because even baseball cards inform us of something. This does not, and that is a shame, isn't it? So there's Dr. Salk, George Murdock the Great, Admiral Hanson. His name was Admiral Hanson. All right, not Doc Coddle. but still gruffy doctor. Remember, fire in space. Fine episode. All right, well, that's it. That's all we get today. Maybe I'll find another card, and we'll get to learn more. Read more below, should I have the energy to just put a wiki link that I'm sure anybody can find if they just search themselves. But that's what I have today.